Om Namah Shivaya. I am Professor rudramohapatra, an astrologer from Bhubaneswar, Odisha. Today, I'll do the review of the most beautiful, widely used, and systematic book on astrology known as Brihat Parasara Hora Sashtra, popularly BPHS. This is my first book review video, so there may be some lags. Any astrologer does not deserve to say himself or herself as an astrologer if not read BPHS. Almost 70 to 80%. Why I am saying so? The dasa system very difficult to complete. But two-third you must read, and it is like a Bible to astrology. Both. It is a Bible and also a text. Whenever it comes to reading, I quote 16th century philosopher, writer Francis Bacon of studies. Some books have to be tested, some have to be chewed, or few are to be swallowed up and digested. BPHS is completely taking all these things. Whenever you feel something, you open BPHS, you will find something more new. Yes, yes. Whenever I also go without thoughts, I open. Composed by Maharshi Parasara, father of Vyasa. You say Vyasa Dipayana, the writer. So they are from the writer family. So now, astrology, if you see this chronology, post Veda, before Itihasa. Itihasa means this. I mean, if you see this chronology, because Parasara, then Vyasa. We have got others, Garga, other things. So this chronology, it is saying that. So BPHS is falling at that era. Right? How is this book? And why Brihat? In astrology or in Sanskrit, many things will say Brihat and Laghu. Two things are always used. Brihat is where all stops are mentioned. Laghu is where less stops are mentioned. I will try to say something about Laghu Parasara also, but we'll talk about Parasara. Many people say it is in 2 volumes. There are Hindi books, 1 volume, Parasara. Before review, as there are many books are available in the market, not taking any names of publishers, translators, let me share one personal experience. Yes. One of my research papers titled Bandhana Yoga was published in the Modern Astrology last year, June. There I have mentioned that interestingly, Bandhana dosha is not mentioned in Brihat Parasara Hora Sashtra. So my learned and very good writer also, uh, Sachin Malhotra ji, is a leading writer in magazines nowadays in India, student of Kendra. He replied to this that, sir, the publications of Brihat Parasara Hora Sashtra by the Khemraj Krishna Das, chapter this, shloka this is saying this. but I am not getting in the English translation. I am not creating any loopholes. I am saying possible. In few Hindi books, one sloka which may not be found in the English. Possible. It happened to me. Keeping that away, if you take an English book, nowadays all English books are in two volumes. So let's go by this, or you can say the uh, Prathama Khanda and Dutiya Khanda, first part and the second part, even if in the same book. Parasar very clearly said from the beginning of the creation, Dasavatara of Vishnu and planetary analogy, then we'll find this analysis of houses, analysis of planets, fifth lord. Fifth houses are golden houses, then longevity, Sadbara, and Maraka. Most of the yogas also in the first khanda. So most of the predictive tools are in the first part. The second part is mostly dasa system, along with Ashtaka Varga, time of births, female horoscopy, and horary system. Yes, the last chapter of Brihat Parasara Hora Sashtra is Prasna. Parasara has not left anything. If you compare the Jaimini also, I must say here that I am not at all ardent uh, reader of Jaimini, but as far as my little knowledge, derivatives of Parasara then developed. I am taking the views of some experts. So now, so you read very systematically that book from the beginning of the creation to the end, Horari. The only, not only, even the yogas for asceticism may be found in the second volume. I say that I hardly come prepared. Whatever's come to mind, I'm saying, but it is a book review, so I need to be a little bit careful on this. Longevity, the calculation of longevity and finding longevity from Ashtaka Varga, they are into, you will find that in the second part of the book, or you can say the last part if you are following the Hindi edition, in the last part. Oh, if 47 or 48 chapters you can take middle, and let me have a reference also. The Horari, the last chapter of Dhruv Parasara is which it's 99 here in the Chand, Girish Chand Sharma's translation. But I also know that Satadhai has come, that means 100 chapters. I do not know that, but basically you see around 50 one side, less more than 50 chapters. I mean 50 plus 51, 52 is like Dasa system. Then you have got this Ashtaka Varga. Then you have this time of births and Amavasya, Gandhanta birth. Hmm. Then you have female horoscopy. Then you have horary system. The part you should read with the first part is, I mean, female horoscopy from the second part. Yes, female horoscopy is like predictive tool, so you should read it. Whenever you are reading this, bhava, then graha, uh, bhava and bhava lad, fifth house effects like that. It is written sixth house effect. After you know the predictive technique, please go to female horoscopy and finish it. I am also surprised Parasara has written the body marks, mole here. So what will happen? Is that astrology? Well, no. It is Angalakshana. There is some segment or prediction is the Angalakshana. So, like, um, what part of the body, if you have a longer finger, then how your character will be. So that also mentioned in the second part of Brihat Parasara Sashtra, though very less. That is why it is known as Brihat Parasara Sashtra. Hardly you will not find anything here. Approach to go through Brihat Parasara Sashtra. Approach to read Brihat Parasara Sashtra is very stop. Yes. If you read directly that Angalakshana chapter, you can also understand something. Yes, Ashtaka Varga I understand because Dasa, then Ashtaka Varga. Yogas, and immediately after that, Sadvara. So, yes, you can go for the systematic reading. One chapter, the next chapter, the next chapter, then next chapter. But uh, few things in the second part of the Parasara Shastra, like the time of birth, it's also very important to go by simultaneously, or else you will end up in the wrong prediction. You predict from houses there Parasara has mentioned the tithis and other things, Amavasya Tithi, other Tithi. So you will miss that if you will skip, if you will not reach that. So do not do your prediction by after completing this Bhava and Bhavesa section from the or before the 50 chapters of Brihat Parasara Rasatra. So you have to simultaneously read the time of birth also there, along with to some extent female horoscopy. So mostly systematic, but till then I am saying this because it is a very lovable book for me. And I always get new ideas from this book. I just open this, I see, oh, this is also Maraka. Oh, I see, this is also like this. I find it new. I'm not overbabbling, but maybe I'm using it less now, like earlier days, because now I'm more into I mean, so doing some advanced things, so I may be missing it, but like that. So you please read this in this fashion. Never calculate your longevity without seeing the longevity from the Ashtaka Varga. So longevity chapter before the first part, and also after completing the Ashtaka Varga, then you see. Though here also longevity also okay, but the longevity is the only thing which is extending throughout this book, which emphasizes that Ayu Nirnaya or estimation or calculation of longevity is a very important thing in Hindu astrology. Yes, which we are not doing now. I am at least not doing. You have landed on this earth on this date of birth, date of death should be calculated. That is why longevity is given. Then only you can say that this person is going to live for 33 years, and you will say, no, no, your seventh Lord Dasa will come at 35 years. Then you will have marriage. So longevity, Parasara has given. Well, it should have given earlier also, but it not having understood because once you don't go through this sarvaras and bhavas, other things, you will not understand this longevity. Then Maraka. Yes. I am not sure. And Maraka is the timing of death. I am not sure whether Parasara has mentioned about the type of death. Even if mentioned maybe little, but extensively explanation of type of death in Brihat Parasara Shastra may be missing. Pardon me if I am wrong. Please mention the chapters and other reference which I seek from the learned astrologers viewing me. Pardon me. Yes, I see Brihat Parasara Shastra to I'm saying it just because I have been browsing this book, so I am saying it. I may be missing, but yes, type of deaths. This type, to some extent, possibly if I remember, mention some dear fever or like that, but extensively mentioned or not, I don't remember. So one always remember the promise of horoscope. Second is the timing of event. These are the two things in astrology known as space and time. Your zodiac is space, time is dasa. Parasara knew it well, and so that he has segregated the chapters accordingly. First, you know the promises of horoscope, the yogas, this Navasa yogas, and others yogas. Then you go for the timing of event. Second chapter, dasa. For me, that is the most toughest thing. Many dasas are there. The calculation application also I am very near. Bingshattari, Ashtattari, Shodashattari, lot of dasas are there. And we stick to Bingshattari. So dasa system is the most underutilized, or you can say unutilized segments of Mahasi Parasara. The idea of making or proposing so many dasas by Maharshi Parasara that you always should cross check with some dasas. You should not go only via Vanchattari. Possibly, this is the reason that we have got so many dasa systems. Please check, cross check. What else Parasara would have given only one? Besides, which case, which dasa you will apply, that also we have to find out. That is the most of it. And it is always remain underused. We stick to only one, two, three, dasa finish. Then the person which is missing in Parasara is medical astrology. Adhana Lagna is also not there. To some, I mean, there, little bit mention is there, but not elaborate. Then only other medical astrological propositions come, which is not explained in Parasara Sashtra. It is mostly into the so-called predictive relay. The beauty is Parasara has not left anything unturned. Everything, so almost he tried to cover, including the Sangalakshan. Remedies part you will find in the second part, the Dasa side. Mostly you will find there. If this kind of birth is happening, you do these remedies. If this kind of dasa, if this no dosa is happening, you do these remedies. Not in the first part. Please remember, I'm referring to mostly English books where the part is 1 to 50 is first part, 50 to 99, 100, 98, whatever is second part. There are Hindi books which are into one, possibly. Yes. So if there are not, then I'm not talking of those. Basically, these English translations. Shiva. The avasthas of planets are the most beautiful things in Parasara. Many avasthas he has given. On one side he is saying mudita, khudita, the other side he is saying this is exalted, this is. So there are many avasthas Parasara has added. And avasthas are there also in the first part. There are various ways of classifying these avasthas, Parasara has said. Not only one. This is one, Udita, Mudita, then again Dina, Dukhi, then five kind of categorization, then six or seven kinds of categorization. So Parasara has segmented these avasthas into different. One is there, then second like this. Hmm. No stone left unturned. Even if somebody is not going to that avastha, the prediction is okay. But again, avasthas are mentioned. Nowadays, hardly that is also being used. But the most tyranny is we don't use longevity. Uh, Prediction is like that. First, you calculate longevity, then you come. It should be. I mean, logically, you all know that I read astrologies mostly from books and from my own research. And those whose books I have read, say Raman Rao and other people, I consider them as my guru, but I'm not. I have not read astrology from one to one from any guru. So that is my bad luck. So, but logically, so that I am saying that it is not my guru has said, but from the part, date of birth, but the longevity should be calculated so that you can know this is the span of life. Okay. So you can use Parasara as a text, as a reference, as digest. I told you from the beginning, putting Francis Bacon. Once you read Parasara, yes, it will take you at least 5 years. So I am also not, because my experience is around that. So I am also not very fluent in this. How to go through or how to read any astrological classic? Yes, views are personal. I'm saying this, views are personal. Please open any chapter, write the chapter number and the sloka number, write the sloka in your in a pen and paper, then try to apply that sloka in a chart. In that fashion, it will take you 20 years to read both Parasara Hora Sashtra. It's okay also. If Parasara is saying that the eighth lord is in the Lagna and with the Navamsa lord of which is 8th house Navamsa lord, then the person will suffer in this kind of things. You see this, then you try to see it in chart, or you first read 7 or 8 slokas, then you apply on chart. Okay. So this is how you have to read both Parasara or Sashtra. That is one approach. Second is, suppose you are also doing that. Sometime you just bring the book and open it, and whatever chapter is coming, you also see that what Parasara is saying. You can use it as a reference also. You can read randomly after some time. Yes, another thing I must confess that those who are very new to astrology, the students, 1 year, even it happened to me, you first start reading from the textbooks, not directly from classics. You will not able to understand. It will be heavy. They will heavy for you. You can start from Raman, not Rao. Rao will be a little bit tougher. You can start from Raman or Gayatri Devi or some other. Like I also will say that Shankar Adawal. I am not promoting any other. The books uh, I have read and got benefits. I am saying that. Shankar Adwala has written one Encyclopedia of Vedic Astrology, 11 books. Not volumes, I will say 11 books. Very easy. First you read. Once you are done, then Parasara is like, you can start Parasara, you can browse through Parasara like this. The other outdated things in Parasara, people are not following the remedies. Parasara has mentioned. Example, Sarpasrata. As I am saying here, let me also say the term dosa, like Pitru dosa, is not mentioned here. Not here in BPHS, nor in any astrological classic. That is just a generic term, come out of usages. The right term is Srapa, Pitru Srapa, Patni Srapa, Bhatru Srapa, Matula Srapa, like that. Suppose you have Sarpa Srapa. Some people say Sarpa dosa, but no. The term is not dosa, it is mentioned Sarpa Srapa. You do a puja. Parasara has said that you being one golden snake, then apply this much grain, then do this. Yeah, the puja methods are mentioned, but those are outdated now. We know the predictions from Parasara, but we do not follow the remedies of Parasara. Same thing. Body diseases remain same, but medicines are changing. So that is also remain unused mostly. But please go through that. If you read the remedies of Parasara, you will have a good knowledge on Karma Kanda. Those who are doing this worship Brahmins, good knowledge. This kind of puja also, if you have a good knowledge, this kind of puja can also proprietation of this kind of. So Parasara is suggesting many remedies, but mostly into this kind of right, no, what you can say, uh, rituals, pujas like that, not gemstones or rudraksh, other things. In fact, gemstones are hardly mentioned in any classic except for Deepika and Jataka Parijata, chapter 2, Shloka 20 or 19, if I remember correctly. But these things not highly used. Prasna Sastra is most elaborated later on by Mihira in uh, Daibagnya Ballava. Mira means Varamira. So the Horari Parasara has given, you can skip it. Just can have a glance, but skip it. Not very extensive Horari. Most extensive is given in the Horari book, the classics known as Daibagya Ballava. Next is Shatpanchasika. Very recent are this Prasna Marga, Tantra, other things. So Horary systems from Parasara Hora Sastra, very basics, but till then I will say that if you are practicing Horary, please go for specialized classics. So this is where you can say yes, there are little limitations that not so highly explained. Ashtaka very well explained, Sadava very well explained. Classics stopped at Ashtaka. That means your transits. The next state, what I always say, is the chakra system. And uh, those chakras are constructed out of the transit. There is nothing to do with the sun. So they are used now, getting used also in natal horoscopy mostly. So that chakras, if you see my videos on chakras and balas, that I have also mentioned, they are into tradition. Many chakras are not also mentioned. So those chakras are not mentioned in Parasara Sastra. Most of the classics are not. Yes, many classics will not find though Manasagiri is saying about also chakra, Gata chakra, other things. But BPHS stopped at Ashtagavarga transit only. Dasa, then your transit. If this Patantara other thing, then transit you have got this Veda, Viparita Veda. The next is chakra. Like this Tripataki, Sarvatabhadra. Again, a fine-tuned analysis of transit. There it is not caused by Parasara. But till then, Parasara will remain or PHS, both Parasara Parasatra will remain the Bible of Hindu astrology. Yes. Till that, you will find maximum stops here. Very, very thick book will combine this. Very, very thick book and also a pioneering book. Unlike Brihat Jataka by Mihira, which is highly concise and to the point. That is why I am saying BPHS you can also use a reference. You hardly can complete it, so you just open it, see one new dasa system, you just see open it and new remedy like that. Personally, I have got many new ideas to write from BPHS only. When I run start of writing, no stops, I just open BPHS. So my suggestion, whichever book you are doing. Another thing, again, that will be a problem. Some there will also a little bit conflict about the translation. So it is always better to have little bit Sanskrit knowledge before going to Parasara. Read the Sanskrit sloka. Try to read it, the Sanskrit sloka, and you will understand something actually out of that. Even I am not from Sanskrit background, I understand little bit. So it is necessary. It will be very very helpful because somewhere if I say that Santanam's translation and Girishchand's translation, one sloka I found completely differently translated. I should not name it here, but if you read the sloka itself, it's okay. So little bit Sanskrit is necessary for BPHS. Very big book, so many slokas. Not mandatory. If you have got, it's better. So I'm done. I have said you with how you have to, what are the contents, how you have to proceed, and one small thing. Yogas pertaining to female are written in female horoscopy. So while you are reading the yogas in the Patfa, please read the yogas in the female horoscopy too, like Vishwakanya Yoga. People will say that, sir, you have written a research paper on that, so that I am saying, no, not like that. It is coming to my mind. So Mangala, those like that, those yogas and other things, it's there. So whenever you are reading the yogas in the first part, please complete the female horoscopy of the other. I told you, but just come to my mind. But however highly systematic, if you go one by also, it is okay. If you make this combination also, this is better. So you need a guru to guide you how to go through this book. Mm, from these books, it's like a pioneering. You will find if you move on going to Bhojjataka, Saravali, Sarvartha Chintamani, the way the I'm saying in chronological order, Paladipika, Jataka Parijata, and finally Hora Ratnam, you will see small developments are added. But 95% are here. Yes. So please, I'm not saying any publisher, any author. My idea is if you are an astrologer, the mobile, the mobile phone like you have all have, so you should all have like BPHS. Lagu Parasari is not a conscience form of Parasara. We'll say a different video. We'll make a different video on Lagu Parasari. Like Brihat Jataka, Lagu Jataka also there. If necessary, we will do. But Brihat Parasara Parasatra till date, it is a mandate for reading. Yes, You may not able to complete it during your astrological career, but like it is a textbook also, it is a reference also. After listening to me, I expect that all of you will have this book and read in this fashion. If somebody not have, please immediately go for it, whichever version you like, English, Hindi, whatever, and go in this fashion. The array of chapters are same, however, that I know in Hindi and English. But as I don't have any Hindi books, so I cannot say you that whether two volumes, one volume like that. But I have seen some are one volume Hindi, but Englishes are all Hindi or two volumes. Okay, so this is my first book review. I'm glad that I have started from Mahasi Parasara. Uh, Actually, book review, if you see, uh, this is the person it should be done. There is no limit to it. We can go chapter wise also, for which I can keep the book here and read it out for you. But the basic idea is the contents of the books and how to approach to the book. Because a person can able to do a book review after going through it. You can make a translation not going through it sequential manner, but book review you can do it after going through the book. Okay, so in that case, if you have, you know, uh, you will already have the idea of small chapter, then you can say, and the way you have approach to the book, that also you say, so that other can follow that way and enjoy. So each and every shloka of Brihat Parasara Sashtra is important. Yes, Rama for for Surya, Krishna for moon. You can see from their attitude. Rama the Purushottama and Krishna the lover, the emotional guy. I'm not taking love in this concept lost here. It is compassion, however. But you see moon, and there it is sun. You see the avatar analogy is also there, except this Parashuram, which is associated with Venus. So each and every shloka, Parasara means. So my approach is I open the book, I write the shloka one by one because writing also I'm reading, so hardly I can forget that. Hmm. Once you finish 10, 20 slokas, then only reading will not be helpful. Read and write so that you will enjoy this sloka. Not Sanskrit, even also English. You can write what even translated. Okay, so we are done for our first book review. That is Brihat Parasara Sashtra. Brihat, of course, the term is a deserving term. It is a most vast compilation. The other book after this is Hora Ratnam by Balabhatra. If we say this is the beginning of Jyotisha, then the final is Hora Ratnam. We will also make one review of Hora Ratnam later on. So this is uh, the Hindu astrology where we have got the maximum stops for reading, out of which Brihat Parasara has always been a must. If you have any suggestions, any questions, any criticisms, always welcome on the comment box. Whether you like my video or dislike it, I would always suggest you to share it, please. Disliking and liking is your personal choice, nothing to do with others' choice. You may like my video, others may not like it, but please spread the information. If you like it, you can subscribe. You even may not subscribe, but not an issue. But my only request is spread the information, even if you like or dislike. I want to reach as max as possible so far as. the astrological realm is concerned. So if Mahakala wants and Kala permits, I will come up with another new video. Till then, God bless you all. Namaste.